Hey guys, welcome to another episode on Breakable. On today's episode, we got a new project. So, let's get rolling. So we got something big this time. So it's a 2006 Land Rover LR3 with 192 miles. That's not perfect. There's a lot of issues with it, but we'll see. So first of all, I'm not sure. It might be the cheapest Land Rover. I don't know. I paid $1,200 at the auction. So it said it's not running or driving. It's missing the key. So I'm waiting for the locksmith to come by so I could get a key cut. Because I tried the dealership, there's about a 3-week wait time, so I'm gonna try a locksmith first. If not, I'll get it from the dealership. I put the battery on the tender to see, just charge it up while I'm waiting. The vanity cover is not there, but other than that, just looking by, engine's there. At least the engine's there, and there seems to be anything missing on the engine bay. There's a little bit of oil leak by the valve covers, but it's no big deal. There's oil in the engine, so I know it's not dry. There's nothing wrong underneath in the front. There's no body damage, so I don't know what's wrong with it till I get a key. And the only problem I found out was the left or the passenger rear. So let me try to show you guys. And it's if you can't see it, it's there's a crack on the CV joint boot, so the grease is leaking. Yeah, that's the only fault I could find, other than regular things from wear and tear on daily usage. So what they've done is, I'm assuming they left the sunroof open and the windows a little cracked on the back, so all the dust and debris has settled inside the car. It's a mess. And yeah, I had to pop this open because I had to put the car in neutral so I could push it. And it's pretty sweet, right? For the price I paid. The seats a bit worn, it's no big deal. A little bit of conditioner would clean it up. All the electronic equipment should be fine. And the best of all, it got 7 seats. That's one of the big reasons I bought this car, specific model actually, because you could honestly put full-size 7 full-size people in there without cramping up the space. It's a good space, and there's plenty of headroom if someone sits in there. There's a little bit of sagging from the pillars, no big deal. I could take care of this. A little bit of TLC should take care of it. And yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, one of the other things, I was secretly hoping, actually, let me be frank, I honestly thought this car had airbags, and the airbags were fine, because when I looked at the picture online, it was straight up, it wasn't sagging, so I thought, oh, it has a pretty good air suspension system. But I found out it's been converted to coil when I actually try to pick it up. Oh, let me try to show you the front. There you go. So there's no airbags, which I guess is okay, no complaints. Not having airbag is, I guess, fine. It's less maintenance, or it's one less thing I had to worry about in the future. But I would be missing out on the the self-leveling and raising function where you have when you try to tow something. That's the other thing I bought this truck as well. I got to tow stuff, and every time I had to tow something, I'd either ask someone for a truck or I had to rent a truck. I actually had to rent a truck to go pick this up, so now I don't have to worry about it. Yeah, so I'll be working on this, trying to get this thing running. So the big deal is trying to see, once we get a key, if this thing will start and run actually. So when I bought this car I paid $1,200, so I already by default I calculated I'm gonna keep some money away to replace the engine, so that I already had in mind. But if it starts and drives, that'll be a pretty big plus for me. So yeah, that's that. And while I wait for the locksmith, I think I'm gonna start cleaning the inside, so let's get going with that. I cleaned the interior as much as I could. It looks way better than how I got the car. I got the key cut. I tried to turn it on, but it cranks and cranks, but it doesn't start. So it's still a good sign, it cranks. There's a couple of check engine lights. I looked at it. It was mostly crankshaft position sensor, HDC fault, transmission fault, brake light on, and a whole bunch of faults. So first thing, when I was looking into it, they said it could be a bad battery. Anyway, I tested my battery, it was bad, so I got a new battery. I have it disconnected because I want to do a hard reset. So they say leave the battery disconnected, then bypass negative to positive for 2 minutes, so it discharge all the current, and then plug in the new battery. So we're gonna wait on that. While waiting for that, I started to look into replacing the crankshaft position sensor, and this is what I found out. So the crankshaft position sensor is all the way in the back, in the middle, but when I was trying to disconnect it, this pigtail was cut. I'm not sure if it was cut or if someone cut it, or it was just, broken after, I don't know, for the heat or whatever, but it looked like it was cut because the cut was pretty clean. Anyway, I soldered them back together so we can throw it back on and hope it works. Anyway, this car has been off-road. There's a whole bunch of mud. I guess that's a good sign. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, so I'm gonna connect the crankshaft position sensor, discharge the battery, and try starting it and see if it'll start. So here's the old brake light switch. What I did was I put my hand through this hole, quarter turn clockwise, it'll come out, and then I got it from underneath here. So yeah, let's replace it. So this is the replacement one I got. I bought it off of AutoZone, so it's not a genuine Land Rover part, but I think it's made by Ford, so it should work. I don't know, we'll see. It's about 40 bucks, not too much. So there you go, thing is gone. Well, and you're not supposed to twist this because there's a spring inside which will come out of place to extend the arm. So I didn't want to do anything. I'll just plug it in. It's there. I'm gonna feed it back to so I just made sure it fits and align the groove and then twist it. That should be it. It clicks in place. So, and if you can see it, So we done the brake light switch, and so to reset the battery, you're supposed to keep all the doors either closed or open for like 15 to 20 minutes. Disconnect the battery. I think it's disconnect the battery, leave the doors closed or open for 15 to 20 minutes, and then have both positive and negative battery terminals connected. You could either use, try to connect it together. I'm just using a jump lead because it's easier. And now I'm gonna try connecting the battery back and see if it makes a difference. All right, so I connected the battery back, closed the hood or the bonnet as they call it, and then, well, here's the skid plate. There's so much mud underneath it. I don't know where they went. Anyway, let's try this. Let's take this maybe out. I mean, I think there's an issue with all these cars where the dash starts cracking. No big deal. And all right, moment of truth. Keys in, key in ignition. Okay, all the lights are on. I don't need you. Off the aircon. Check brake pads. Low washer fluid. Okay, that's all I have. So let's start it. It started. Driver door open. That's all I have. Well, I still got a check engine light. Park brake is on. Well, I used to have a brake light here, which is gone. I think it's good. There's a brake light here. I'm not sure. Maybe that's the brake pad. But I got a check engine light. So let's see what's that bad boy is. I'm gonna let this car. I mean, it's idling smooth. So let's get my reader. Alright. I mean, if this baby runs well, it's a pretty good deal for me. Alright, so okay, I hooked up this. If you're looking at it, it's I believe Harbor Freight. It's a cheap OBD2 reader. So code found 1. Erase. Engine. Read code. No stored code. So okay, escape. Pending codes. No pending codes. That's weird. Why are you doing this? Let's try race codes. I usually don't do it while the car is on. Okay, code erased. Idle is fluctuating, but the code didn't show up once I erased it. I'm not sure why. Is that a gas thing? Well, it is fluctuating, but I have no codes. So that's something I have to look into. I wonder if I have to use one of those Range Rover computer things. Well, okay. Alright, so I'm gonna let this run a little bit till it warms up, turn it off, turn it back on, and see if it still does it. So I turned on the car. It's a little bit warm now. So fluctuating idle could be either intake, the MAF sensor, throttle body, spark plugs, fuel injectors, you know, fuel filter, fuel pump, well, pick your gas. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the easy ones first, just try cleaning them out. So I'm gonna take the map sensor out, clean that out, and then clean the throttle body out, see if that helps, and then we'll keep going and see how it goes. So let's get going. So the throttle body's out, but looks like there's some, you know, gunk on the throttle body, so I'm gonna give it a good spray and clean it out. The map sensor looks clean. I mean, it looks like it's been replaced, but we'll see. So let me start cleaning that. All right, here's the moment of truth. Let's get this baby going. All right, keys in. All right, system check in progress. Tire pressure, yeah, I'm gonna do that now. Brake pads, okay, I gotta figure that out. Low washer fluid, ooh, I gotta fill some blinker fluid. All right, here goes nothing. Ooh, it started right away. And let's see, ooh, look at that, baby, it's idling. It's idling without fluctuating. All right, let's try the traction control system. Ooh, glass. There you go, program selected. Terrain program turned off. So we're good to go. I'm gonna take the car for a wash. Alright guys, here's the truck. I took it for a wash and a small drive around the block. All the check engine lights are gone, all the warning lights are gone except for the brake pad, you know, wear sensor. That I'll have to do it eventually. But I think I came up for the, you know, amount of money we spent on this car. It's like what, 18, about almost 2 grand for 190,000 LR3 clean title. Anyway, so next time I think I'm gonna do the rear right half shaft, because the dust boot is torn and it's leaking grease. And yeah, other than that, I don't think there's any issues with this. I mean, I don't know, we'll see. I haven't taken it for a long drive or off-road yet, but there's much to come on this project as well. So until then,